Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to another edition of FM Memories. We're still with Football Manager 2014. It does seem like I had a lot of saves in this one, and there'll at least be two more videos on this. Today we're going to be targeting the former YouTube save we had on here a long time ago, my early days on the old YouTube, and that was with RB Leipzig. So long ago, in fact, that they were in the third tier of German football. Now, that'll be the first thing we look at. I did move on in the save, but we'll just primarily be covering Leipzig. After that, we're going to move to a sort of challenge I done. I believe it was between me and a few guys I was friends with, or a lot of them actually still keep in contact with to this day. The likes of Jamie, Chris, I believe Stoney was in it. I want to say Kurt was, but I'm not 100%. But we all went Sporting CP in Portugal, and all I remember this from was an amazing 3-6-1 formation, which I've used quite a lot since then. So quite a lot of big star names came out. So I'm hoping, that can be quite an interesting save to look into. The next video, of course, we'll move on to Blade Runner, which was the name of my Sheffield United save. That needs a video in itself because that went on for, well, to 2051. So that's basically a lot to cover in one video. So just taking the time out of your day to watch a video. Hope you guys enjoy this kind of looking back. The plan is just to keep doing these videos, hopefully get as many in before FM14 released. We'll still obviously get 15, 16, 17 and 18 to get through. 18 with NEC, I'll probably just do a random video on that anyway, because I say long-term saves, so a lot to get people through, because I've not really documented it a lot. It's never really been on YouTube, it's never really been on stream. Apart from, as I say, wee bits and bobs, the sun appearing into the game when I won the first league title, but a good introduction to what kind of I've been doing, just chilling offline. And as I say, the Scotland save we'll just probably likely do until FM19 comes out. At this time of writing, literally the day before the video comes out, I don't know what I'm doing for FM19. Probably just find the club, get attached to them, and have a long-term save. But we'll see. Get any ideas what you'd like to see on YouTube, if you want me to do a series, or if you feel my type of style isn't quite worth a series for FM19, if you'd rather make it down the scouting route, because let's be honest, the amount of youngsters I bring through at clubs, scouting's probably a better idea, but as long as you're happy to see, I don't mind doing whatever, you know what I mean? I'm going to be playing FM19 anyway, it's not going to change. Other content people enjoy, more than happy to try and give my best and, bring as much information or enjoyment to people as I can. But anyway, nothing me blathering on. As I say, if you played FM14, leave any comments what saves you remember, players you bought. As always, thumbs up, thumbs down, subs, etc. All deeply appreciated. Let's kick on. RB Leipzig. So in 2013-14 season, we're in the third tier of German football. So obviously we know them now. They've been in Europe. They've been in the Champions League. They've just sold Naby Keita for ridiculous money to Liverpool. So how did my build of them go? Well, gives you an idea when in 2015 I was sacked. But yeah, so it goes. First season, you can see there, got promoted. Second place, I believe the setup's the same where the top two go up in 16ths in a playoff. I'm not 100%, but we went up anyway behind Hoist and Kiel, and yeah, made our way into the second tier. Just looking through there, some pretty big name teams in there. Darmstadt, who had a stint in the Bundesliga at one point. Duisburg, a big club of previous year. Hansa Rostock as well. So yeah, quite interesting, but as I say, we got promoted. If we quickly move it to the second division, you'll see last season there, 7th place. Just crazy, the way football can change over time. Because you look in there, Greuther Fürth in the Bundesliga at one point, St. Pauli, Bochum, Cologne, Hertha Berlin. And then just the one at the top there, 1860 Munich. So in 2016, they're in the Bundesliga in this save. That's 2015-16 season. 2017-2018, sorry. We were putting in the regional Bayern, 4th tier of German football because of relegation and then financial irregularity. So it's quite mad how that can work out, and especially a club of that size. And at the moment, 15th place, you can see why I get sacked. Just shocking. A few more bigger clubs arriving in the fold, the likes of Kaiserslautern, who again, another massive club in the third tier, Hanover, and in Nuremberg as well. So let's look at the transfers. There was one that really just made me laugh uncontrollably, but I'll get to that. And I do tend to look back at this and just go, what the hell was I thinking? So a lot of freebies in the first season. Salvatore Forte, I think, was one of the more decent ones around about that time. So I brought him in. As you can see, moved on to Juve Stabia. Actually, the first good first season, and then the new signings come in, never done anything. So money seems to have been a problem. For Johnson, probably butchered that incorrectly, coming on from Celtic. I think he's back in Iceland these days. Matt Derbyshire on loan. Crazy first season signing. You know, he's now at Stevenage in game. He never made the move to Cyprus like he did in real life. But he was quality. 19 goals in 35 games. And then he went to Stevenage on a free. Interesting. Don't know who Gabriel Galus says. Moises Barbara was a scout. He's retired already. He's chucked it. He's just given up completely. Andreas Neufedorf. Oh my word, if he's 40 now, he must be about 38 million than him. See what I mean by look at these and going, what the hell was I thinking? Domenico Bronzi. Played a couple of games. Seems to be nice. Started. Alright, okay. Doesn't look very good. I don't know what I was thinking there. Alan Martin, well, former moral player, former youth player. It says a lot when he played primarily in the third tier, was obviously chucked in the second tier. But it just shows I do always and always will have a tendency to go with the Scottish market. It's a market I know, but at the same time it's a very cheap market, you know what I mean? There's a lot of good players that a lot of folk just think Scottish football's tin pot. And because of that, you know, there's a lot of money that can be made in bringing people in and selling them on. So it doesn't get much better in the second season. I'm just looking at them out and seeing if there's anyone there, you know, going on to have a great career in real life. Don't really notice much. I think Palacios Martinez had a decent run there. I think he may have left now, but he was highly rated there. Anthony Jung, for some reason, rings a bell. I couldn't tell you where he is in real life these days, but in terms of the ends, there's some embarrassing ones. We ended up with Russell Anderson, a free transfer. Peter Silskovic, striker, is it Croatian under 21 international. Never really played them, so it seems like a waste of a signing. So look at the ones that I can probably give a bit of info on. Stephen O'Donnell sounds like a mad one. He's barely played this season, says a lot. Played 20 times last season. Don't get me wrong, he's done well in the Scotland squad now in real life, playing for Kilmarnock, but it's just a crazy signing for the top tier of Scottish football, 160k. I've brought him in because obviously they won't be in cheap wages either. Stuart Bannigan came in also from Partick Thistle. He's played a lot, but a few times under the new manager as well. He's honestly just one of those players that's been hampered by injuries, which sees him still there. Hallmark, let's look at him. So he seems 2 goals, 1 game, defender, midfielder, Iceland caps. Brought him in from another club in Germany, just never played him. You'd have thought I'd have maybe looked at him, but sadly not the case. This one's an interesting one, Joe Lewis. As you can see there, yes, it seems Joe Lewis was sold to Bayern Munich. I'd just laugh when I saw that, and I found it amazing that obviously I'd signed him, apart when he was still at Cardiff, so not known obviously to grace Scottish football and seem to make a million errors against Motherwell. So quite cool to see that. Joe Lewis came in with 11 games for us. They actually sold him at a loss to Bayern, but I don't know, it's a case of Bayern Munich kinda wants to go. So other funny ones with Max Clayton in loan, which is again baffling, but he was the next big thing at that time. He was really good. He only played a couple of times, spelled at Bournemouth in the Championship. Claudio Pitbull, you must have just been signed for your name. It's quite class to see that. But apart from that, a couple of loans, the likes of Dortmund for Hendrik Bondman. Carol Valeri came in, I believe, is the Aussie. Is he playing over in the US? I want to say aye, but I'm going to be wrong. No, he's playing in Italy. Likes of Grosseto, Sassuolo, Termina, and he's now playing in the Middle East. That's cool. Oliver Kirk is another one from Dortmund. He was one of the latter signings, I believe, Jurgen Klopp when he was there. He was a good utility man, actually. Thought it was not too bad, but obviously he wasn't going to get a lot of game time there. Obviously Lucas Piszczek playing primarily right back. DM would have had Nuri Sahin, I think, still at that time, possibly. Going back to 2012, may have just left, but still, he was never going to get that midfield, but he was a steady player. Dortmund paid buttons for, and we got him for a free. Sadie Yanko came in from Man United. He's also highly rated. Never really kicked on when he moved to Celtic. It was actually a move away from there. I think he went to Saint Etienne, and now he's at Porto, so he's certainly done well in relaunching his career. Kayal is a Scottish player I know about, but I don't know about the 18 grand a week wages, but he done well. He obviously moved to England in real life, but the one that's obviously going to stand out like a sore thumb. What the fuck was I thinking signing Jesse Lingard? It's bonkers, you know. Jesse wouldn't have been anywhere close to the United team at this time. Been playing quite a lot, 18 grand a week, and you can see his history. All he'd had at this point was 5 games out at Leicester in the Championship. Brought him in a free transfer. You look at that return though in the first season, 7 assists, 10 goals, 4 player of the matches. This season not so good, only 4 assists, but it's just in hindsight, it's quite crazy to look at. So that's the ins for that particular season. It's just a mental thing looking back at it. You get to the following season, you can see there, Alan Martin's gone, Moses Bambara, Fabian Franke, I'm trying to think who else would be. Dominic Kaiser went to Allen. I always thought he looked like he was decent, but not the case. And then obviously the likes of Valeri and Joe Lewis. But the signings again get a bit more baffling. I'm just going to go through the more recognisable. So we actually brought in Valera. Valera's there on loan. He's played 11 times. We all know obviously he got drafted at United because of the injury crisis, put a few European ties. Seems to have made a decent move. I can't remember exactly where he is, but obviously got in the Uruguay World Cup squad and is doing well for himself. So bringing him in was quite class. Gets on the move. He's actually just moving, or has just completed a move in real life. Stefan Stuaro's pretty much signed for Sporting. He's one of those players where he had all the physical and mental stats. Maybe he wasn't great technically, but someone I thought would do a job. Only 2 appearances. I think he was horrible. Do you know what I mean? Fair enough in this, he's mostly. At this stage, he made it to Juve, so that's quite interesting in hindsight that he's went Genoa, Perugia and loan, and then came to us. So Juve picked him up, so that's quite an interesting wee bit of info we found there. Oscar Trejo was brought in on the basis of, well, I think he was good in FM11 or FM12. There was one FM he was unbelievable. It might even have been earlier than that. So a lot of folk won't really remember. But bringing him in, hoping he was going to do a job in 1 start, 8 sub appearances, 1 goal, certainly not the case. I'm going to assume it was probably even back in about 2010, because I think he was at Mallorca. I don't think he was at Sporting Gijon. So going through them, I think, did Mundi guy have a move at Inter? So we actually brought him in from Inter, which is crazy. Somebody was getting game time in the first season at Inter Milan, putting off a lot of sub appearances. We brought him in, decent wage, just somebody to win the ball, but maybe physically wasn't as quick as we were hoping for. Obviously the power, had the aggression and the like, but even technically was pretty poor as well, and just didn't translate very well. And the few at the bottom, Rio Miachi, we all looked at Rio at one point to sign him, when Arsenal inevitably released him. Obviously it was very pacey, looking at that in hindsight, poor mentals. Bebe, again, poor mentals, but physically very good, and technically he was okay. Again, never really kicked on here. He's someone again, went to Spain and certainly had a good job of relaunching his career. And yeah, for some reason, they just decided to sign Wes Brown. 18 grand a week at 36. You'd think my club was called Sunderland with signings like that, but that's what it is. He'd been playing for Sunderland, he'd been playing in the Premier League. I thought it was a good chance, a good experience to take the club forward, but unfortunately, all went downhill and eventually led to my sacking. And me turning up at Luton for some reason, sitting in 7th place. I've probably not signed them, so I don't think I recognise many of the team. In fact, this will be my first time looking at this team in a long time. Well, that sounds like a signing I'd make. Lewis Reed for Sheffield United. He was obviously higher rated back in the day. Just never really seemed to kick on. Apart from that, it's not really had its taste of Scottish signings getting signed. That was quite cool. It's nice to look back there. And now, we shall move on to Sporting CP. So here we are with Sporting. I'm just going to document for the transfers because basically in the 3 seasons the team just looks ridiculous now. And it's quite cool to see how I got in that journey. So we'll start off with the first year. Straight away, we cashed in on Diego Capel to make some money, some good form. So Andre Carrillo moved to Ajax. Watford fans will be more familiar with him, and also loan sales of a few players. It's a good money raised. Antunes was someone that seemed to come in from Malaga. He was quite easy getting loan. I'd also kind of just really went mostly with the loan market to start with, and that also saw me bring in the likes of Sebastian Coates, Mehdi Abid, who obviously was at Newcastle at the time, with a spell up here with St Johnstone not long after that. I believe he's back playing in France, or was at one point. Tom Cleverley, Samuel Eto'o on a free. Brought in Lewis McLeod. Now, Lewis is a weird one, but I always felt like he was someone that just came in and was able to develop really well. You can see there, great stats across the board. Isn't going to be world class, but he's going to be someone that's going to be good enough to do a job. But unfortunately, this seems as one for the future, only mustering 7 senior appearances. We also brought in Neto on loan, and then Martin Odegaard, who I thought he'd developed pretty well, but because of the depth we had at the club, had 3 caps and still was in the under-19s with Sporting. Crazy to think though, we gave him a chance in the first season, 9 starts, 3 sub appearances, 7 assists, and then season 15-16 a loan spell at Valencia. So he was able to get games for Valencia, mostly starts, but couldn't get a game for us. Maxi logic for you. Something that unfortunately carries to this day when there's a lot of guys getting like senior football in the Premier League, Serie A and the like, and came back and are sitting in my reserves at NEC. But no, it was a good signing. Just a shame, as I say, I never really kicked on with him, but you'll see why he wasn't playing effectively. Stankow was the wonder kid at this point. It wasn't Bogdan. We'd moved on to Nikosor, whatever that's pronounced. Another one off the, I was going to say off the Steaua Bucharest Academy, but looking back at this one, he certainly, it seems like they signed him from within the league, and he was brought in. So he'd literally only played 3 times after just moving from Vassalo. We paid $6.5 million for him, but you can see in their formation, he was really getting the best out of him. 2 seasons we were getting double assists and double goals as well, for double figures, so that's really good to see. In fact, he nearly got a triple-double if you include the player of the matches there, with 8 and 7 in respective seasons. So really good signing. He was developing well. I think he's someone that would have went for big money. Fabian Schär was also kicking out as a really good youngster at this time. Obviously moved to Newcastle in real life. You can see there, pretty good physically. There's a couple of good attributes you want as a defender. Mentally pretty good as well. Look at his history. Someone we were able to cash in. 10 million profit after an impressive 2 seasons. Not making it actually in the first season into the first team. Doing well. And for some reason, Harry Kane was available on loan, because obviously it wasn't highly rated at that time. Did come here and get 5 goals in 10 games. Eventually got 10 and 37 for Middlesbrough. And I think now he's just starting to break through and starting up. He's mostly still a sub for Tottenham, but certainly not the superstar that we know just now. Second season, Gary Bocali. Well, he was a defender, he was versatile, so it was always a good sign of bringing him in. He was someone, didn't really do much actually, before he was released and sent back to France to Lorient after arriving from Montpellier. Kieftenbell, that's the one that's, I'm pretty sure, was it Derby? Was it Birmingham, I want to say? I don't know for sure, it could be something completely different, but I don't think it's a very common name. Again, versatile, only a couple of games, and a small bit of profit. Now the interesting ones kick in. Angelo Henriquez was always really good in these FMs. You can see their stats really pretty decent for this level. Trash for us apparently, with just the no goals in 9 games. But then went back and scored 8 for Man U in 12 games. But I love how that works out. Can he do it in our league, but then goes to Manchester United and then is absolutely superb. It's crazy. Tom Cleverley come back. I mean, he was, I would assume, pretty stellar for us. 23 games in the first season, 7 in the second. And he's back in the league with Sunderland, so yeah, it wasn't amazing. Because the thing when I'm looking back at these videos, I don't remember what happened, so it's a kind of flashback for me, and I don't like looking too much in it. I like to discover on the video, just what happened as well. This was the man of the save, Erik Lamela. We eventually signed him on a permanent deal, but a few guys will vouch for just that. I just think he's an amazing player. It's a shame he's been dogged with so many injuries, but he's just technically different class, man. He's absolutely fantastic. So obviously just signed for Tottenham. Actually played a good number of times for them. in the first season, featuring at least 27 times. Didn't really play in season 2, so we took him on a loan. Only played 11 times, but you can see there 6 goals, 4 assists. So with that, I had to bring him in permanently. The option was there, 11.25 million. We were rewarded with a goal every 2 games, an assist every 2 games, and 6 player of the matches with 7.39. So he was just exceptional. It was class to bring somebody that quality into the club. Coates come back, now a free agent. It seems like he was a steady rock at the back for us over the course of 3 loan spells. Of course, now sporting in real life, so that's quite cool to see. Yassine Benzia, we all remember him being class, one of the highly rated ones. I want to say we actually played him. Nope, we mostly used him as a sub, 2 years on a loan, and yeah, that second season is best be forgotten about. So not quite living up to his hype. Alphonse Arolia, obviously now pretty much was the PSG number 1 until Buffon came in. But yeah, first season on loan at Bastia, we gave him a loan spell, 15 clean sheets in 30 games. Get a couple of appearances for PSG the following season, so that's quite cool. A keeper like that came in. Obviously, Balanta was the hype at that time, and he came in, he was fantastic. Not quite went from in real life, but as I say here, over 50 games, 11 goals from centre backs, quite class to see, just a dominant figure. Far too good for this league in this game because it was outstanding. Batty came in on loan. How did he do? He got a full good season. 6 goals, 4 assists. So yeah, a pretty high goal scoring team. And Adair, I don't think would have played much. No, I done alright actually. It's not too bad. 11 goals in 29 games. And someone, of course, that went on to win a European Championship in real life. And I'm assuming, and I'm hoping to hell, Ishmael Gonzalez was just his cover. Yeah. He played in Scotland once, so that's the reason I signed him. So quite interesting. Now, what I also say, the first season, we finished second by a point. After that, we won the league both seasons. So quite cool to see that. In terms of outs, there's some crazy names and crazy prices when you look at it. First off, William Carvalho, £30 million. It's crazy that's him just moved this summer to Real Betis, but obviously he's been highly rated for many a year. Slimani, we only got 1.3 million for him. I just didn't play him, I don't think. Well, 2 and 12 in his first season. Sold him to Hoffenheim, and now he's out in Russia with Rubin Kazan. Let's have a look. Rio Patricio, 15 million. He went to Atletico. It'd be quite crazy if they were sitting there with Jan Oblak as well. But yeah, good in our first season. 12 clean sheets in 28. And obviously, big money came in, so we had to let him go. Looking through there, no one else that particularly stands out for big money. A few steals there, the lower end of the spectrum. And then next season, Porson came in from Ajax. They play much. He scored 19 goals in 25. Boy, did he play! So a good season at Ajax, and obviously done well here. Not even many penalties either, just a 1 and 7 assists. So a good striker to have. Stealing players from Ajax was good on frees, as we brought in Ricardo van Rijs, who was good at the time. He again, 24 appearances and 2 goals, a 7.34. And Dennis Prayet from Anderlecht came in. You can see there, still to fulfill his potential, but good mental stats, technically pretty decent. Physically, he's not too horrible. Not really played much, but then again, when you loan him to a rival in the league, it does say a lot. Andre Carrillo came back on a free. This was one of those ones where he played 6 times and we sold him for another 8.75 million. So effectively we'd made 16 million for him by playing him a total of 12 times. Top business. Our other kid back in this day was Matthias Cranvita. You can see there, passing, long shots, marking, tackling, technicals, all very good. First touch as well. I'd say mentals are pretty good. Physically, does the job. Not the best in the world, but certainly good. And he was someone not outstanding, but big value increase. Someone you're going to sell on for good money, despite only getting a 6.89 in 20 appearances. Did Casteels go number 1? No, so he was just a backup, but a steady backup. Some good stats there, maybe a few that are worrying, but pretty much done a job. And there, Johnny Evans, £6 million. I know that's a crazy one. Just looking through there, he's alright. I wouldn't say he's amazing. Good positioning, good anticipation. Johnny came in, played 14 times with 1 goal from Man United. Erik Lamela just confirming that permanent signing we know about. But there's your number 1, Stefan Ruffier, French goalkeeper. A lot of good attributes there, and obviously number 1 at St Etienne coming in here to be number 1, mustering 8 clean sheets in 25 appearances as we went on to win the league championship. Yusuf Poulsen, so there we go. Never utilised them correctly at Leipzig, and they somehow seem to do so here. You can see here, doesn't seem like we did utilise them well actually, because we're now on loan to Olympiacos, but still class this year player that this year. Stefano Denzel was another one that was really highly rated to go to the top in this FM. You can see they're physically good, mental's on a good place, a couple of good components you want in a defender. And he was someone that had a good first season, 7 goals in 27 games, and a 7.43, but he was outstanding. So a defence of him beside Balanta, pretty damn class. Kolarov came in, he's moved to PSG, we gave him 19 appearances, somehow get 10 assists, which is quite class, a 7.78, probably far too good to be playing at this level. Mbai Yang, came in and loan from Plan. 1 and 2 goal ratio, nothing spectacular it seems, but he's back there. And yeah, 8 appearances for someone who quite madly now went for about 40 million euros, I'd imagine, to sign for Juve. Only FM knew on this one. I suppose they had a hint that it was going to be decent, but obviously not to the levels that he's got to. But a lot of good physicals. Technicals are okay. Mentals are really trash, if I'm honest. So quite crazy to see that. Pre-season, getting into the season, I never done. We'd brought in some pretty damn good up-and-coming players. Start at the top, Cristiano Baraghi. I couldn't even tell you where he is in real life just now, but yeah, looks pretty steady. Physically good mentals. Technicals are okay. He'd been brought in for 1.6 million from Inter, and he'd been getting some game time there. Jan Hoekstra sounds like a new gen. There you go. That just sums up me. As soon as the new gen start coming in, hunting around, seeing what attributes are good. I mean, he's potentially got to be world class. A few mentals could be improved on, but he's certainly in a good place. And he'd already been playing for Grasshoppers. Crazy. Surely at one point everybody loaned in or bought Jean-Marie Dongu. Probably wouldn't have started, but still, starts on a good place there. Pretty pacey. And the fact is he'd actually been getting games for Man City. That is wild. After moving from Barcelona. Speaking of people linked with Barcelona, Rabiot is in real life, and we somehow acquired his service season loan. 21 years of age. You can see there, just looked spectacular statistically there. And they'd already played 26 times for Porto the previous season. Bruno Zuccolini, just never really worked for him at Man City, but I think he was brought in more just an extra cover and getting game time in the Championship. If you look down, Thiago Cazorla. Oh, he had potential. Let's see, heading's good, marking's good, tackling's good. Mentals are okay. So I think if he was mentally better, he'd have been absolutely outstanding. He was recruited from Fulham. In fact, was he not the one? Now that it mentions, was he not the wonder kid that came to England and it never happened? I think that's why I bought him. So it wouldn't have been this it would have been spectacular. It would have been the one before, but it does ring a bell, that name. Rafael Toloi was brought in. He's in an okay career, maybe not hit the heights we thought he would, but he was the business at that time, so yeah, he was brought in, and surely we all remember Leandro Damião, which, yeah, he was expected to be the next big thing to lead the Brazil attack. I always remember him doing a rainbow flick and a super classico at like 3 in the morning. That was quite something to watch. But yeah, it's never happened for him. I don't know if it's been maybe injuries or what, or something that would explain better. Bringing somebody like that in was just was class. And yeah, we never really got to use them. What I just want to see if I can remember how to do it, because obviously the interface is obviously changed, is to see how we done in Europe. So it seems they are well lost in the group stages. We had Bayern, Inter, oh, no wonder, Bayern, Inter and Toulouse. The season before, we got to the Champions League quarterfinals before losing to Man United, out of Valencia. That's quite cool. Season before that, Champions League, we got third place behind PSG. Who else in the group? Real Madrid. Jesus Christ, it's a horrible group. Still Bucharest. We got to the last 16 before losing on penalties to Porto. Yeah, quite an adventure. It was a really fun save, as I say. We all done it as a kind of challenge. We all went the same team, and yeah, it was just a great fun. And to bring some of the players that we did in to Sporting was just crazy. I'm actually just looking through that initial first team. Did I never clock that I sold Marcus Rojo? 25.5 million we sold Marcus Rojo for. I think I was too busy focusing on the ends, so somebody like that was here. We'd made good money on, so that was quite class to see. That was quickly really nosy back then, because I've seen a few other names there. I was like, had them. So let's see. Well, Salachev went for 20 million, so that's quite a good bit of business. Fabian Schär went that window for 18. Let's look and just see if there's any names that really stick out. I'll just start for that season. Let's just look at that team. Like, that's quite a few big names. Cedric Suarez, of course, now at Sunderland, Everton. I want to say Everton. Leibad. Southampton, Everton, I should say. Leibad there went to Hull. Carrillo again. So one that threw me off was Nelson Semedo. Unless I've still got him. Actually quite cool. The team that was pretty much going to start that season was Ruthier. Like I said, I've been starting playing 2 behind the striker yet. That was to benefit and allow me to play Stanku and Lamela behind the striker. So that's quite class to see. There's depth and options. Cancelo's in there. It's the one I'm just curious to see what the hell I've done with Nelson Semedo. Andre Martins was still there. So obviously the 2 central midfielders, which was Andre Martin and of course Adrian, which is still here as well. So I don't think I actually really played Adrian as much as I probably should have. Yeah, 2 appearances one of the seasons, just because of the depth we had. And I think Ryan Gold, did we start playing him? No, I've been mostly playing at B team level. So I'm just going to quickly, I know it's taking up a bit of time in the video, I just want to see where this Nelson Semedo went to. So let's just assume, no, he didn't play there. Just try to find, see if I can see Nelson Semedo. I'm going to have to end up searching him. Well, after a little search there, it turns out that Nelson Semedo isn't in the game, so no idea. But yeah. Cheers for watching, guys. It's been much appreciated. Quite cool to reminisce and look back and see that team there. And yeah, as I say, thank you for watching. It's much appreciated. It's not the last video, as I say, for FM14. We get a big one coming up with Sheffield United. So that was a long season. If you've followed me for a while on Twitch and YouTube, you may be aware of it. But a lot of people are not. But it's just really one of the big cases that, like the TW say with WWE, I tend to do a lot of long-term stuff and basically morph into a completely different universe. So just watching, much appreciated. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Of course, remember now we are now a different schedule. It's going to be WWE TW on a Sunday. It's going to be this particular series on a Tuesday. WWE 2003 is going to be happening on Thursdays now, and the Scotland series right up until FM19 will be happening on a Saturday, or until they decide I'm an imposter and sack me. So just watching, much appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.